can't quite see through the fog. Which way to go? Our first speaker this morning has seen it from both sides, clearly and not so clearly. Let's welcome Rebecca Eggleton giving her Icebreaker.
Oh.
I Can See.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. This was my mantra for many years. I felt blessed to overcome these obstacles in my life. Now, I don't see it always quite so clearly. I grew up in Rochester, New York. My parents, Joan and Don, believed in me and were very supportive. You could say they were super parents. They were parents to over 40 children as foster parents. Not all at once, of course. I have a biological brother, David, who's 4 years older than I. And my parents were saints. They raised so many children who were not easy. I had a front row seat to see how teenagers' difficult decisions created challenging consequences and what love and support could do. I saw what to do, but equally important, I saw what not to do. I decided early on that I loved accounting and I wanted to live overseas. So in high school, in the summer, I became an exchange student. I went to Bilbao, Spain. I was placed in a wonderful family, Juan Felix, Marisa, Olga, Titi, and Ignacio. But nevertheless, I struggled. I struggled with the language. I was homesick. It was hard. My parents, they were not going to let me come home. They told me I needed to grow up, I needed to manage and figure it out. Eventually, I learned a bit more Spanish, un poquito, and I started to enjoy myself. To this day, I have a lifelong friendship with my Spanish host family, and I will see them again this summer. After that experience, I know I wanted to work overseas. So after graduating from Notre Dame in accounting, with a few years of work experience in the United States, I jumped at the opportunity to work overseas in Moscow with Pricewaterhouse. It was 1993, and I was helping companies take the old Soviet planned economy accounting and put it into international accounting standards. I lived in Moscow for 13 years, with a few years out to London. I watched the growth, I watched the fall of the 1998 crisis, and I watched it crawl back slowly. If you did not drink in Russia, it was hard to get things done. Luckily, I enjoyed a drink or two, but not so much in the early mornings, which I was required to do. When I worked for Seagram's, and there was a Seagram's in Moscow, the spirits and wine company, we were creating a Russian version of sparkling wine. It was a champanskoye, and it was called Serevny Vek, which is Silver Age. And we'd have to go and meet with the general director on a regular basis at the plant, who always insisted upon early mornings. He insisted upon that we had to drink copious amounts of alcohol before we got to the agenda.
I'm ready.
Decisions were easy then, and full of mirth, I would add.
Despite what you see now in Russia, I experienced kindness. It's changed so much, and I'm sad to see the current tragedies in the Ukraine. While my Seagram's work was winding down, I was on vacation on the Caribbean island of Anguilla. And I got the brilliant idea to build a vacation home that would actually grow into a villa resort called Altamira Resort, 3 luxury villas, a restaurant, a conference center, and some additional land. When you vacation on the island, you're so relaxed, but in fact, everything is on island time, and everything nearly is imported. So it's a monumental effort to get anything done, to have that wonderful experience for your guests. It was one of the most stressful times and the most fabulous times that I had in my life. It was pretty cool. We were an Architectural Digest, had celebrity guests. We had Brad Pitt was there, Jennifer Aniston, Beyonce, Jay-Z, and not that I'm a name dropper. After the 2000 financial crisis rolled in, I sold Altamira when money became a little tight. In 2008, I re-engaged my Catholic faith. I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. I was 43 years old. I had 2 children, ages 3 and 5. And I felt the prayers of so many, and I felt the love of God. We became much closer. 15 years now, and I'm feeling great, feeling strong, and I thank the Lord for that. 11 years ago, I moved to Orlando. I'm loving it. My sons, who were born in London, Nikolai, he's 19. He's a sophomore at Notre Dame. Alexander is 17, and he's a junior just down the road here at Lake Highland. Nowadays, I'm a CPA, commercial real estate broker associate, fanatic pickleball player, and looking for clarity so that once again I can sing on a dark desert high. What? No, wrong song, wrong song. I can see clearly